Well, hello. I'm glad to bring to you today the pre-need portion of our program. Last week we discussed the difference between a memorial service and a funeral service. If you remember last week, I asked you to visit the NFDA website to view how much a traditional funeral service costs. Does anyone remember or know what the answer to that question is? That answer is $8,000. For a traditional funeral service, when you're going to a cemetery, that price is $8,000. Now, that price does not include the cemetery expenses. In the Pittsburgh region, cemetery expenses range from as low as $480, and they go up from there. I would say a general range is about $480 to $3,500. So I always tell my clients to keep in mind, if you want a traditional funeral service, you're going to spend approximately the national average, which is $8,000, and then you have to add the cemetery expenses on to that. Even if you're going to be cremated, you can always have your loved one's ashes buried upon the grave of a family member that's already buried at a cemetery. When purchasing cemetery property, keep in mind that nothing is free. Oftentimes, my clients tell me that they get information in the mail telling them that they are eligible for a free grave or they're eligible for other services at the cemetery, but nothing is free. Read the fine print. Oftentimes, a cemetery will offer a free grave, but you'll have to pay the opening and closing fee. Sometimes my clients sit down with me and they think that they own everything at a cemetery, only to find out that while they pay for the grave, they still owe for the opening and closing fee. When you're making funeral arrangements, always keep in mind that it's best to pre-need funeral arrangements. By pre-needing funeral arrangements, you can lock in services and merchandise at today's current prices. Next week, we're going to discuss the different vehicles you can use to lock in those pre-arrangements, whether it's life insurance, whether it's putting your funeral arrangements on a down payment system. So stay tuned to next week's Cost and Show pre-need program.